Let's pray this thing cranks. It's been a while since I used it. Oh. The rest of my day is definitely ruined. Hot, sweaty, tired, covered in sawdust. Well, we got far enough out in this farm. It looks fantastic. It's probably some of the best looking standing straight up wheat I've ever cut, but I mean, it's 80 to 85 bushels per acre on the yield monitor. Doesn't make any sense. Definitely looks a lot better. Not seeing the 95s and 100s on this farm like I was the other farm, but I mean, they were planted, heck, they were planted within a day of each other, same variety, everything. This farm's a little bit wetter than the last farm. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it or what, but not bad wheat. You know, a little bit better than what I was making last year, but I was having hopes for more. I mean, I hate to say that I'm complaining about, you know, 80, 85 bushel wheat, but I had this field pegged at between 85 and 95 after looking at it. I thought it was thick enough and big enough big heads out here, and I thought it was going to do it. It might pick up a little bit more as we go on across the field, get to a little bit more elevated ground, but I just need to be thankful for what the good Lord has provided me. I know it's better than what probably a lot of other folks are going to be cutting this summer, so it's definitely yielding well enough to be profitable. Well, we've moved on across the field a little bit, and it looks like the wheat's thicker, and it's showing up on the yield monitor. It's picked up a little bit. Most of this through here is 85 plus, you know, 90, maybe 95. Although we are in some ground that I ripped 2 falls ago with that Infraction ripper, and I don't know if that played anything to do with it. I didn't notice like a distinct line picking up in yield when we crossed over into that ground, but it is yielding just a little bit better. You know, maybe 5 bushels an acre better. But anyway, that's all I want to report. Yield's picking up a little bit. Still not quite what I think it'd be based on what the way the wheat looks. I mean, it looks super nice and thick. Still a few bushels shy of what I would expect, but at least this has picked up a little bit.
Yeah, in that corner right there.
I mean, over in that corner by that tree we're going to cut up tomorrow morning and push out. I don't know, I think Carter might have seen a deer over there. Yeah, that tree I was referencing, it looked like it recently fell down probably in the last month. Big old oak tree fell over in the field, so before Kelly gets over here with the planter, we're going to have to get out there with the chainsaw. Yep, I see a deer running around.
Alright, so out of my misery, I lost the lid. I've been having GPS problems, but I turned around to let her out, and guess what? Maybe my luck is turning around, right, Mees? Alright, go get mommy's lid. Go get the lid. I think she's actually gonna go get it. What is it, Mia? It's mommy's lid. There you go. Oh, it's been a good day though, for sure. But it's also a first day, technically for me, so at least it wasn't on the road this time. We also have to check seed because I have like 8 acres left and I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. Oh, we are golden. We are good. So, put you back on here. Oh, what the heck? There you go. And I've got 4 passes and then I'm done. And I will complete 62 acres. So as you can tell, it is still pretty wet, moist, but it's actually making for perfect planting. Really has not been a bumpy ride, so I can't complain. Oh, and I think she likes rolling around in the wheat. Been trying to get out like every hour and a half just to let her roam around. Our coyote friend has disappeared, so I feel comfortable with her being out here, but sun's about to drop. All right, let's go finish this, Mia.
Well, the sun getting real low, but all we got's like another acre and a half over here in this corner, and we'll have this farm wrapped up. It'll make about 70 acres done today. We've had a really, really good day. I mean, we didn't even get started all that early. I don't think we actually got started till like about 11 o'clock because of the heavy dew. So 70 acres, a couple minor breakdowns, changing farms, pumped out quite a few bushels of wheat today. Been a dang good second day of wheat harvest. Hopefully we'll be able to follow it up with another real good one tomorrow. You can tell it's starting to get damp. See how that straw's laying, see how that cut straw's laying on top of the standing straw? You know, it's starting to get a little damp out here. I think we can get the rest of it. All right, we made it. Now I get to do the job that I look forward to every harvest. Blowing off combine before I go home, getting all hot, sweaty, dusty, and nasty. That's all right. There's gonna be a shower waiting on me as soon as I walk in that door. Tell you what, Carter better not take a long time in the bathroom. All right, just got everything filled up and serviced. Andy's across the tree line there on Williams, finishing up spraying some cotton. I'm about to go get started on a project I was dreading ever since I seen it was going to have to be done yesterday. If a tree falls in the field and nobody's around to hear it, did it actually really fall? Yes. Yes, it did. It looks like we got a big old oak tree came down in one of the latest storms. This would be a perfect job for a track hoe, but fortunately, I don't have a track hoe. So I guess I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, maybe not the old-fashioned way, but the old-fashioned way compared to now. All right, let's pray this thing cranks. It's been a while since I used it. Oh. Man, you can't beat it still. Well, the rest of my day is definitely ruined. Hot, sweaty, tired, covered in sawdust. At least I get to be in the AC, but I'm probably gonna be pretty miserable all day long. But oh well, one less thing we gotta do. Kelly can come in here and plant around the field and not have to go around it.
So the boys got this field done last night when I was finishing up on Fisher, and I don't plant it the way Matt does, and the reason why is that this is planted where the end rows are at an angle. So even though I have a double pass on the end rows, it makes it kind of difficult to turn the tractor, and I do not want to get it close to any of those lovely hoses because one year I clipped it and I don't want to do that. So it's just kind of like a fear of mine. So I plan it every other pass. So I skip a row or skip a pass, plant, skip a pass, plant. That way I got plenty of room to turn around down there because we're not planting it as a square, kind of planting it like a diamond. So it's a heck of a lot easier to do it that way. Everyone has their preferences, but when I had that accident, when I turned too sharp and the hitch caught all the wires, all the hoses, all of it. And the same day I had broken my toe. So it was a bad day. I have PTSD, so now I plan it this way. It's a heck of a lot easier for me, and I don't want to catch those hoses. It's really expensive and it's a lot of time because you have to take every single hose out of that frame that you snap and weave it all the way back in. And I don't think Matt wants to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm gonna have PTSD because they're on that farm that it happened. So probably just maybe not plant that corner. I'm also having problems with hydraulics. So when this is really full, it does not lift all the way up. So I have to literally stop, wait, make sure it lifts all the way up before I turn, because if not, you're gonna drag, you know, all of that at an angle, and we're not breaking nothing. That's not happening. So as you can see, I am skipping a pass, and then I will jump over to this one, come back, and work my way and go up and down again. It just makes life a heck of a lot easier. Also, she is asleep again. Hoping to give her to somebody later on. She might get tired of me.
Woo! Just got my exercise for the day. Well, actually, me and Carter got our exercise for the day. Going up through there, and I saw the wheat wiggling, like, oh, baby deer, baby deer. So I hollered at Carter on the radio real quick. I didn't have a chance to get my camera fired up. Anyway, the deer took off that way. Carter circled around on the end road, going to try and trap him. I started jogging towards him. Finally got to where I could like almost reach out and touch him. I could plainly see him. Anyway, I went to go grab him, and took off running again. Anyway, did that about 3-4 times. We went all through this end of the wheat field trying to get them. Walking through thick wheat's about like walking through sand on the beach. My whole leg's cramping up on me now. I got it stretched out. My hammies ain't used to that kind of exercise. Anyway, the wheat on this farm doing about like the other two previous farms. We got some good spots, and then we got some really disappointing spots. Average is right there, probably in the high 70s again. I mean, this looks fantastic. It looks thick, but I mean, the weight's just not there like what it should be. Like this spot, it's showing 88, 89, 90 bushels an acre. Then we'll go through a hilltop or something, and it'll drop down to 65 and 70. I don't know. Well, I guess that's what our wheat crop's going to be. It's just going to be a mixed bag. Probably going to be on par with the last couple of years, just a slightly below average, disappointing crop. I don't know, maybe all that rain in May affected it more than I thought. I thought the wheat was kind of made, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. If we track down the main problem part, it's probably that, you know, 6 days of rain we got, where we got 11 total inches. You know, the wheat was headed out and it was still green, but that lack of photosynthesis for 6 days right there in peak green field, that very well could be what the problem was. Still doesn't explain why it's not quite as thick as it should be, you know, the lack of tillers. So I don't know, I've been thinking about, you know, what changes we're gonna make for next year. Well, I'm still gonna save some wheat, especially this 25R40, because I can't get it anymore. You know, it's such a fantastic variety. We are going to save some seed, but I think I'm not going to save, you know, near as much seed as what I have in the past. I'm probably going to save, I don't know, probably about 150 acres worth of this seed. And then our next variety, 26R59, I'm gonna save a little bit of that seed just to help out with cost. But for that variety, I'm probably gonna get quite a bit of certified wheat next year. And then once all the plot data is in from this year, I'm gonna take a long, hard look about trying to find another variety or two to try out.
So while the boys were cleaning up the tree that fell down back there this morning, I was at the dermatologist getting, I had 12 spots froze off my face, my forehead. Really hurts. So because of my autoimmune disease, which is an inflammatory disease, I am at risk 10 times higher to develop skin cancer than say most. It also doesn't help that I am Irish, so, and I'm fair skinned. But I wear the sunscreen, I wear hats, I wear cover-ups. It doesn't matter, I'm prone to it. So I get checked, especially during the summer. See how slow this is? It's just annoying. I get checked in the summertime, once in June and then again in August, and just be preventive because back in, what year was it? 22? No, 21 I think. I had skin cancer on my forehead and they took out the size of a golf ball to where I had to have a face-off surgery, and they had to put my face back together. So ever since then, I freak out if I see a spot because one, I can't afford another surgery like that to my face, and two, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It causes a lot of problems. I now have to have surgery on my left eye in January because my face is drooping, and I have like none of this. I can't feel it. It's completely numb, so it causes problems. So that's why you probably see me not using my right side of my face, because I can't. It's like numb. So get checked, wear the sunscreen, wear a hat, or you're gonna end up having a face-off surgery like me. I also want to be around to see Carter graduate high school and college, and my adult children get married and have children one day. Speaking of marriage, our middle child is engaged and they are getting married in September of 2026. They're supposed to be getting married in Gulf Shores, Alabama on Labor Day weekend. So we've got big changes coming. Now my license says I'm a certain age and my body tells me I'm old, but my mind tells me I'm not. So it's just weird. I guess we're the Gen Xers. Mentally we don't feel our age, but man, body, we're feeling it. So I just happened to look back, because you check back every now and then and make sure you still got everything attached. Upon looking, somebody was wiggling just a little too much because, welp, she's missing a bolt. So Andy just passed by. He is going to bring me another one and a bushing. And while he does that, I'm gonna walk around and make sure she hasn't decided to start blowing parts off of everything else. So even though you might have a bunch of acres to plant, it is good practice to get out every hour or two. Get out, just, well, walk around. Also check all your row cleaners. Make sure they're not loose and attached. Check your bolts. Then you're gonna start checking your closing wheels. Make sure those jokers aren't loose. Kind of go around, make sure none of these need bearings changed. That way you're not wasting time walking 15 miles looking for parts in the field. Do this in the morning. I do this so, well, she can get out and run around a little bit, stretch her legs. Also do it because these parts are extremely expensive and it's not fun to have to go back and look for them. So it's always a good practice to make sure all of your parts are attached to your planter and not sitting in a field.
Right now we're cutting our seed wheat for this variety. You know, moisture is about 11.5, so it's good and dry and ready to save. But we're going to be saving about 26,500 pounds of this. That should be enough for about 150 acres this fall. Of course, we're going to lose about 8, 9, 10% of it whenever it gets clean, so I accounted for that overage. But I think we're going to stop here pretty soon, head to the service truck, because I think my radiator is about clogged up. Just had to stop on this other end. It was close to running warm, and after cutting this round, it's quickly easing back up again. So I think we need to go pay a little attention to the radiator. The direction I'm cutting, with the way the breeze is blowing, the thing's been blowing a bunch of chaff back up here towards me. You can see how it's kind of dusty out here, and I believe we sucked a bunch up there in the radiator, got it blocked off. How close are we, Carter?
At 23.5.
Say 23.5. Another 3,000 pounds. All right, it got hot real quick at that time, so let it cool down, then cut my engine off, and I saw a bunch of dust drop down off my rotary screen. So yeah, and this time it's getting warmer, but it's not doing it as hot. So yeah, I definitely got some blockages back there, and well, it's had an air filter restriction pop up. So yeah, we need to go to the service truck, do a little blowing. All right, what does that put us at?
26,640.
All right, that'll work. I'm gonna go up here and blow radiator and stuff out. All right, see what the problem is. Yeah, it looks like my rotary screen's pretty well clean, but oh, where'd all this come from? God bless, I just got freaking covered. Well, there's a problem. Door popped open right there, and look at all that chaff and stuff it kicked out, and all it did was get sucked right up there into my radiator. Yep, that'll do it. Well, this is definitely a first for me. Never had one of these just magically pop open before. But it did. All right, let's see what the radiator looks like. Well, there's our problem. Yeah, she choked plumb full. It's a good test for our filter blaster too. All right, now that I'm plumb filthy and miserable, let's try this again. Maybe we'll stay cool this time. Taking it out in the field bath. Tell you what, this right here is definitely my preferred brand. I bought several different brands of these wet wipes here, but these big mules right here, I mean, they come soaked. I mean, they're almost dripping when they come out, and they're perfect for stuff like this because they just don't like instantly dry up. And You can do a lot of cleaning with these big mule wipes. They're definitely my preferred brand. Well, we'll wait and do the cab maintenance. We'll wait and do it in the morning. Daylight's fading. I want to get done with this farm and get moved on. Out of the 3 green crops that we grow, I can't decide which dust I hate the most. Wheat dust, soybean dust, or corn dust. I think I know. Soybean dust has got to be the worst. It's definitely itchy. Corn dust is probably the nastiest, but wheat dust definitely got the most volume. Better hurry up, Kelly's gonna get caught up with me. I'm about maybe 10 acres in front of her right now. She's been carrying the mail today. I found out what the problem was. I mean, in addition to that shield popping off and all that chaff getting kicked out of the rotor, we're also missing a plug in the bottom of the radiator compartment. It's a drain plug. It's about 3 inches diameter. It's supposed to have a plastic plug in there, and I know I took it out last fall to clean up the combine. I could have sworn I put it back in, but apparently I didn't. So it's a nice big hole there on the bottom, and it's just a free passage for all that dust and chaff to get up there and coat the radiator, you know, bypassing the rotary screen, which is supposed to kind of clean the air before it goes into the radiator compartment. So that was our problem. Luckily I had a roll of duct tape there in the service truck, so got Andy to tape it up for me. Maybe we'll be able to roll without any more problems. I can already tell that my air conditioner is working a little better. Those coils was pretty stopped up too. God bless, there's another tree, another big one. Good Lord. Never had these many big trees come down in 1 year. That was going to require a lot of cutting there.